The history of Shia Islam is one of the most important and dramatic stories in the development of the Islamic world. It began as a political disagreement after the death of the Prophet Muhammad in 632 CE, but over time it developed into a distinct religious tradition with its own theology, leadership structure, and historical identity. Today, Shia Islam is most strongly associated with Iran, where it became the dominant religious tradition several centuries after the birth of Islam. When the Prophet Muhammad died in 632 CE, the Muslim community faced an urgent question: who should lead the Muslim world after him? Muhammad had been both a spiritual guide and a political leader, and his death created uncertainty about the future leadership of the rapidly expanding Muslim community. A group of prominent companions believed that leadership should go to Abu Bakr, a close friend and trusted companion of the Prophet. Abu Bakr was chosen as the first caliph, meaning successor or leader of the Muslim community. However, another group of Muslims believed that leadership should remain within the Prophet's family. They supported Ali ibn Abi Talib, Muhammad's cousin and son-in-law, who had been one of the earliest followers of Islam and was widely respected for his knowledge, courage, and closeness to the Prophet. Those who believed that Ali was the rightful leader became known as the Shi'at Ali, meaning the party or supporters of Ali. Over time, the term was shortened to Shia. At first, the disagreement was mainly political rather than theological. Ali eventually became the fourth caliph in 656 CE after the assassination of the third caliph, Uthman. However, his rule was immediately challenged by various groups who opposed his leadership. This period is known as the First Fitna, or the first major civil war in Islamic history. One of the earliest conflicts during Ali's rule was the Battle of the Camel in 656 CE. In this battle, Ali's forces fought against a group led by Aisha, the widow of the Prophet Muhammad, along with several companions who demanded justice for the killing of Uthman. The battle ended with Ali's victory, but the conflict revealed how deeply divided the Muslim community had become. Soon afterward, another powerful rival emerged: Muawiyah, the governor of Syria, and a relative of the murdered Caliph Uthman. Muawiyah refused to recognize Ali as the legitimate caliph until the killers of Uthman were punished. The disagreement led to the famous Battle of Siffin in 657 CE. The battle ended without a decisive victory and was followed by arbitration, which weakened Ali's political position. Ali's leadership became even more fragile as new factions emerged. One radical group, later known as the Kharijites, rejected both Ali and Muawiyah and argued that leadership should belong to the most righteous Muslim, rather than to any particular family or political faction. In 661 CE, Ali was assassinated by a member of this group while praying in a mosque in the city of Kufa. After Ali's death, Muawiyah established the Umayyad Caliphate and moved the center of power to Damascus. Many supporters of Ali continued to believe that leadership rightfully belonged to his family, particularly to his sons Hassan and Hussein. Hassan briefly became a political leader, but eventually made a peace agreement with Muawiyah in order to avoid further bloodshed within the Muslim community. The most defining moment in Shia history occurred in 680 CE with the tragedy of Karbala. After Muawiyah died, his son Yazid became caliph. Many Muslims believed that Yazid's rule was unjust and illegitimate. Hussein ibn Ali, the grandson of the Prophet Muhammad and the son of Ali and Fatima, refused to pledge loyalty to Yazid. He received letters of support from people in the Iraqi city of Kufa, who promised to back him if he challenged the Umayyad ruler. Hussein set out toward Kufa with a small group of family members and followers. However, when he arrived near the town of Karbala, he was surrounded by a large Umayyad army. Hussein and his companions were cut off from water for several days in the desert heat. On the 10th day of the month of Muharram in 680 CE, the Umayyad forces attacked. Hussein and nearly all of the men with him were killed, including many members of the Prophet's family. The death of Hussein became the central tragedy of Shia identity. For Shia Muslims, the story of Karbala symbolizes resistance against injustice and tyranny. Every year, Shia communities around the world commemorate the event during the mourning ceremonies of Ashura. Through rituals, storytelling, and public mourning, they remember the sacrifice of Hussein and reaffirm their commitment to justice and faith. After Karbala, the Shia movement gradually developed into a distinct religious tradition. A key concept in Shia belief is the idea of the Imamate. According to Shia theology, the Muslim community should be guided by a line of divinely appointed leaders known as Imams. These Imams are believed to possess special spiritual knowledge and authority that comes directly from God through the family of the Prophet. The largest branch of Shia Islam today is known as the Twelver tradition. Twelver Shia believe that there were 12 legitimate Imams descended from Ali and Fatima. The 12th Imam, Muhammad al-Mahdi, is believed to have entered a state of occultation or hidden existence in the 9th century. According to Shia belief, he will one day return as the Mahdi, a divinely guided leader who will restore justice to the world. Although Shia communities existed throughout the Middle East for centuries, Iran did not become a predominantly Shia country until the 16th century. Before that time, most Iranians were Sunni Muslims. The transformation occurred when the Safavid dynasty came to power in 1501 under Shah Ismail I. The Safavids declared Twelver Shia Islam to be the official religion of their state. This decision had both religious and political motives. By promoting Shia Islam, the Safavid rulers distinguished their empire from the neighboring Sunni Ottoman Empire. Over time, the Safavids actively encouraged the spread of Shia beliefs, institutions, and scholars throughout Iran. As a result, the country gradually became the largest center of Shia Islam in the world. Centuries later, Iran again played a major role in shaping modern Shia politics during the Iranian Revolution of 1979. In this revolution, a mass movement led by religious scholars and political activists overthrew the monarchy of Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi. The revolution resulted in the establishment of the Islamic Republic of Iran under the leadership of Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini. Today, Shia Muslims represent roughly 10 to 15% of the global Muslim population. Significant Shia communities exist in countries such as Iraq, Lebanon, Azerbaijan, Bahrain, and Pakistan, but Iran remains the largest and most influential Shia state. The history of Shia Islam, shaped by early political conflicts, the tragedy of Karbala, and centuries of theological development, continues to influence the religious and political landscape of the Middle East and the wider Islamic world.